telling you what to do. I'm just saying, like, let's not fall into this zombie land of 13 planes of care. It's like, motherfuckers, we're off for 2 weeks. I talked to a guy years ago, I used to play tennis with him, about this time of year, like, what's going on at work? It was like August, and he's like, I got about another month, and then it's gonna be nuts until January. And I go, what do you do? And he does something in tech that they basically service all of these companies online that do sales. Basically September through January is like my season. It's like an accountant. You know, every year taxes are the same time. So you know, if we want to do that, we're gonna go play offense in November, and we are gonna, like, we usually do 30 hours, but we're gonna open it up for 38. We just decide that that's what we're going to do. We're not doing it forever. We're just saying because, and this is where you get into that idea of like taking control of your business and your schedule of like, it's what I do. It's like, all right, on Tuesday I have to pick Layla up, so I'm gonna put a half a day on Saturday. It's like the work still has to get done. So if it's like I still want to make this amount of money, okay, cool. All right, I'm literally going away. Great, you should. However, you can't do both. Something's got to give. Zoom out. We got 8 weeks left. Like, we're out for this amount of time. We have these amount of events. But let's look at it from a money standpoint. I'm gonna expect to take 2 weeks. So let's say, again, if we're saying a third of less, we're expecting a third less revenue. At least we know. And then you can decide if we're okay with that or we're not. I'm okay with it if you want to do that. That's up to you guys. And this is sort of putting the next layer of hat on. The boss tells me I need to do this. The boss ain't telling you shit. You guys are deciding what you want to do. I'm good if you don't. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, like, let's not fall into this zombie land of 13 planes of care. It's like, motherfuckers, we're off for 2 weeks. You guys need to sit down, and I'm obviously help you with it, but what is it, the goal? Like, what do we want to happen? Our goal is to, you know, if it's, again, I'll give you a number. Like, we know that, and we did this last week, the last 3 months Strive average, let's call it 70K. Okay, so December, I would expect 50, maybe 48, right? That's what my expectation would be. Now for you guys to look and say, okay, am I good with that? We're gonna take, you know, a look, that's what's just gonna happen, or no, we don't want that. And so, like, it's kind of like when you do the Black Friday thing. Someone said this on the call. It was like, I did a Black Friday, I did a sale, and then revenue tanked the next like month. Well, like, you expect it because you kind of sold. Yeah. And so that the answer is yes. You're running a sale for that reason. Like, you're going to front load the revenue. So like, if you made 140 in November, it's like, all right, I need to mentally think there's probably 50 of this that's gonna fund December because I just shot my load, in November. If you think about it like that, in terms of what you want November to be, if December we plan on 20% less, then if you want to make the same revenue, then November has to be 20% more. Every single person on the call in this room, from a work standpoint, all of you guys are more than capable to accomplish absolutely anything that you've ever thought of and more. The thing that will derail most of us in treating ourselves with self-respect in the work setting is making sure that our personal life doesn't interfere with the thing that we're here to do. Like, think about yourselves, think about, like, if you follow sports, how many of these guys, it's like, he was amazing talent, but he had a drug problem, he had a girl problem, he had this problem. It had nothing to do with the actual thing. It was everything outside of that he couldn't get his shit together or her shit together, whatever it is. And so for all of us, like, we think that we've got to be better at work. I'm pretty confident at this point, based on everybody here, that we're going to be good at work. We have so many people that have done amazing stuff. My opinion, and I could be wrong, but my opinion is, if people get derailed, my first thought is always like, what's going on outside of these walls? That, in my thought process, if I've observed 100 and something people that have had success, not had success, like, the work that we have here, yes, there's a lot, it's overwhelming, it's not always clear. However, imagine if everything in your personal life was good. Would it be as stressful? The stress that you're feeling here in an environment that is pretty supportive, not the best always, I get it. Not always perfect, I get it. But in a place like this, where a lot of people have said, like, this is a really nice environment to work, that if there are things that are going on, and you do feel stressed, or you're not fulfilled, or you're not clear on what has to happen, again, I would just question, say, if everything was perfect in your personal life, how would you be taking it? It's kind of like when you go home, oh, you didn't take the garbage out. It's like, I just got fucking home. And it's like, all right, now tell me what's going on. Nothing, you're good. Like, all right, something's going on. Well, I got in a fight with the teacher at work, or my this and my that. It's like, it has nothing to do with the garbage. The same thing here. There's nothing to do with the person that said no. It's It's nothing to do with the fact that you have a long list of shit to do. It's nothing to do with the fact that the email that was sent wasn't right. It is all the fact that like that was just the icing on the cake because of all the bullshit going on at home. I promise you, the people here that have the most long-term success are not the ones that are the best at their job. It's the ones that they don't let the rest of it fuck it up. All right, we're good? All right, good job, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Takeaways from today's meeting, definitely about who we help and why we help them. We don't just all come here to work. We are making a difference in people's lives every single day, whether that's the patient or on the coaching side of things. So just being super proud of what we do and how we do it. Be proud of yourself. Where can we take it? And we were always looking to take it to the next level. So
Biggest takeaway, one was Justin's weekly learning. I mean, it's really good insight into reminding us of what we do and why we do it. It's very easy to get sucked into business and just focus on the daily grind. Taking a step back and be able to like realize like why we do what we do is super important. I want to really focus on what we're doing and how we're going to accomplish that goal.
Big thing, like I said, is we make sure that we're teach and learn daily. That's one of our core values, which is why I'm sitting there teaching every single time we do it. And if it's not me, it's someone else. So we always start with that. We go very much into the numbers, right? We can't make decisions if we aren't clear on the numbers and the metrics, and that dictates all our decisions. So we always say that the numbers tell a story and the story should dictate action. So in the rest of the meeting, it's just figuring out what part of the numbers we want to take action on. And if it's good, it's good. And if it's not good, we need to take action on it. This is my doctor, Dr. Kaylee. She's so busy that I can't even treat it anymore. I had this neck thing on and off for a year. It was really pissing me off. It's been pretty good, but she messaged me yesterday saying, I have an opening. I'm like, I'm taking it.
So, give me an update.
When I was doing some stretching last week, afterwards, it felt like I just irritated stuff, but like in a good way, where my hand was getting cold on the computer. Range of motion is, I think, better than it was, though left rotation and right lateral flexion are probably the limitation.
All right. So we'll definitely do more of that today then. Let's just do a range of motion check-in.
These usually turn into business sessions very quickly.
Yeah.
And I have a question that I want to ask about business, but my neck is getting fucked right now. All right, so my question, for 2 ads you're running, do you think 3 is the cadence?
So I'm not answering your question right away. I knew that we wanted to scale from more than 2 ads, but instead I wanted to test the third one. That Reel organically had a lot of engagement, and I just wanted to test it for 7 days to see if it was going to be a good ad or not.
So were you still split testing the first and second one?
Yeah.
So then when you do that, so you split test, you get your answer, the second one's better, now what?
Really, that was like where our conversation ended.
That's where I want to get to though.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, I could just look and say, all right, you got a winner. Now, what is your strategy? It shouldn't be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Like it should be very like systematic or as close to systematic as possible. We get a winner, and then when I add a new one, this first thing we do is test copy. What I would want is if you are running 3, is that if you're running split test, but you just want to test a third, like I'm good.
Oh.
I think we'd want to get into pattern, just knowing what works and doesn't.
I think just something that I have, I guess, I don't know if it's a fear, it's definitely something that I've seen, is just like, if I run 2 creatives that look really similar, I'm wondering if the fatigue would happen quicker.
But like we won't know unless we test it. The next question should be, can we test it to see if you're right or wrong? I'm thinking that this will happen. Okay, great, let's see. Which right now is just fucking theory. What happens in like a month, they're like, I don't have a bandwidth to change out ads every week from it fatigued in this way. Okay, then let's go back and we'll do it the other way because of the logistically. At the end of the day, we just want to have a reason and a rationale as to why we agree it. And when you say, I'm afraid of this, we can test it to say this was right or it was wrong. That's all you can do. What would be the one change that would have the biggest impact?
I don't know. I think that's where it's overwhelmed.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you were teaching me I want to get started with ads, what are some of these elements? There's 1,000, but there's only 3 like that you're going to be able to focus on. What would those 3 be?
My best ad is the one where like I'm mocking a team. There's no audio, but like it's very entertaining to watch.
I mean, so I'll give you an example. Yesterday, like the reel that we put up where I'm standing in front of my house, I think that does well because it's a different picture. Right?
Yeah.
So they've done something different.
Yeah.
And so, like, I know that like different works. Everyone thinks that digital marketing get the ad up and just I don't know, and whether it's like we don't know.
All right, guys. Let's go get that.
You know, actually, to be dead serious, like people pay me a lot of money to come into my program, and you want to know that like 85% of the time my advice to them once they get in the program, which is for free, raise your prices. But they pay a lot of money to learn that information. You know what? They do it. You know what they say, which is talking about human psychology. They're like, I knew I needed to, but I just needed the confidence. I needed to hear from somebody else. I want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, well, I'm charging $100. Okay, and so we need to get how many visits? What are you getting now? It's like I'm 70% less than that. Okay, well, how long is it going to take you? A year and a half to fix that? And realistically, that isn't going to work. So we might as well just raise our price because it's easier and charge more for the same thing and just get more customers. The thing that most people don't realize, they just think that they need more volume to build their business, but 10 out of 10 times it's easier to charge more to less people than it is to charge less for more people. We don't have enough money or enough of a machine to be able to generate enough business to be like a loaner. The worst businesses get stuck in the middle. They're not high price and they're not low price. They're somewhere in the middle. We compete against insurance. And so what people don't understand is that if you're charging $80 for a visit and you say, well, we're $350, well, you're cheaper at $80, that's true, except you're not competing against me. You're competing against insurance. You're competing against a $10 copay. So $80 versus a $10 copay, $80 is still very expensive. If you're trying to charge any more than what's normal, you might just charge a lot more than what's normal. Because then at that level, what happens is it opens up a loop in people's brain because they ask the question, what's the question?
Why so expensive?
Why are you so expensive? Thanks for asking. Can I tell you? So that's the sort of the game with all of it. We just live in a world where not everyone buys the cheapest version of everything. It's not fact. You know, people buy nice watches, people buy nice cars, people go to Lifetime versus going to Retro. Like everyone does something, and it's not. I always say it's not for me to judge. I have no interest. It's just that it's happening to us. We have to make it happen for us.
Yep. We're all done.
I think she knows what she's doing, and I feel a lot better, and I'm very appreciative that she took time out of her very busy schedule, which she's told me many times, and how she needs some time to take tea, have tea. You want tea, right?
No, I would not drink tea.
Like I need
At
some
least
time off
coffee.
so I can just sit down. It's good to have good people to be able to help you because, again, like 25 years from now, it's like, well, I can't move my neck. Well, why not? It's because I didn't do shit about it like 20 years ago. So I feel a lot better, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.